Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, with your ruling planet Mercury being in Scorpio and then going into Sagittarius. I just want you to know it's about to get a lot lighter. It's about to get a lot better, because Mercury in Scorpio has you diving to some incredible depths. Has you asking questions, has you a little crazier than you normally, come off. This could be really making you act out of character, or is it your real character showing? But when Mercury goes into Sagittarius, things get a lot more optimistic, a lot more lighthearted, and just hold on, babe. Just hold on. All right, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's just a couple days from now. Mercury goes into Sagittarius on November 2nd. So, woo motherfucking sa. It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with your general tarot reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. Baby, hydrate, light it if you need it, because I'm ready to dive in. And in order to do so, go on ahead and clear out whatever funky energy Mercury and Scorpio has brought up to the surface for you as we create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. Baby, I'm going to try to sit this down very delicately and not make mic noises. Thank you. You talk to me nice. I'm trying to, and that could be a thing for you. Talk to me nice. Huh? Who needs to talk nicer to you? Who do you need to talk nicer to, Gemini? There's something there around how you're communicating, or lack thereof. You've got Jupiter retrograde in your sign until February. I mean, Jupiter is bringing luck and love and fortune and belief, but Mercury in Scorpio, I feel like, has you guys diving deep, asking questions that you normally wouldn't ask, having conversations that you normally wouldn't have, behaving in ways that you normally wouldn't, showing sides of yourself that you normally wouldn't. I feel like some of you, like, your shit can get a little obsessive, your shit could get a little crazy, and so there's something there around understanding, yes, it gets better in Sagittarius season, but what was drudged up in Scorpio season needs to be dealt with, 222, needs to be dealt with masterfully while Mercury is in Sagittarius. Going from Mercury being in Scorpio, the sign of I desire, to Sagittarius, the sign of I understand. And so whatever came up to the surface, don't judge yourself for it. That's you. That's who you really are. That's who they really are for the crotch watchers. But there is something about letting it come up so that it can come out. And your ruling planet for Gemini suns, your ruling planet is now entering your shadow, Sagittarius. And so there's something there about the shadow had to come up and come out anyway. They had to see that crazy. They had to see that aspect of you anyway. You needed to see that side of yourself anyway. It needed to come up so it can come out and be talked about and explored and articulated and unpacked and laid to rest anyway. Just saw 3, 2, 1 go. It's just time to address it, and can we move forward or not? Are we doing this or not? Can I proceed? Can we proceed or not? Ultimately, and so there's something around the truth coming out. There's something around the nitty-gritty details that you have required to now Mercury in Sagittarius is like, oh, I'm good, we're moving fast, everything's fine, blah blah blah. And it's like you may be tempted to sweep some shit under the rug, but you should not. Do not sweep the shit that came out under the rug. The shit that's coming up, do not sweep it under the rug. What is that? Why does that look like that? I've never, that's not how it looks when I look at it. That's funny. What is that? Interesting. Oh, there may be something on my phone. Ha! That's what it is. Some of y'all are seeing some shit that's, it's like, is there a delusion that's happening? Is the are the rose colored glasses coming off? Are the have the rose colored glasses been on? Yeah, that's some shit that's on my phone that's not even there. Some of you may be in a position where you're seeing something that's not there, or you're trying to convince yourself that you're seeing la 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 la. That's not really there. That's not something that's we don't need to deal with that. We don't need to talk about that. That's not really a thing. You fucking saw something. Especially if it has to do with someone else's anger or someone else's aggression or someone else's inconsiderate, like inconsiderate nature. You saw some shit. Don't ignore it. Don't sweep anything under the rug. Don't try to convince yourself that what you saw, what you experienced wasn't what you saw or what you experienced. But you don't have to communicate about it in this like super intense way. I feel like there's just something there around like learning how to communicate way more effectively. And Jupiter retrograde in your sign and Mercury in your shadow, I feel like is ultimately teaching you how to communicate more efficiently, more truthfully, and doing what you can to slather some faith on that bitch, you know? Like there's some stuff about like, what do you really believe? What are you so afraid of? What are you trying to cover with all this like external confidence and like everything's great, everything's fine, when it is it though? Is it? All right. So, ready to dive in for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon. Is it though? Don't try to keep yourself blind to some shit. Don't be putting your intuition, your emotions, your feelings on the back burner just because you're used to leading with logic. You've been fucking with me for a minute. You've been in this, spiritual journey for a minute. Like your intuition has developed, boo boo. And there's something there around like put those swords down, put those defenses down, take the fucking blindfold off and be willing to see everything and everyone as and yourself as you truly are. So the first thing to be clarified on the selenite throne for Scorpio season, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising is like what's going on with your defenses, your defense mechanisms, your coping mechanisms, the way that you deny your feminine intuitive emotional nature. Regardless of your genitalia, everybody has masculine and feminine energy inside of them, and the goal is to unify them. And so there's something there around, why are you trying to keep yourself blind to what you experienced? This is not a good place to make decisions from. You could be slashing at things that are really good for you. So clarify, for yourself, what's going on with the willful blindness? What are you afraid to look at? What are you afraid to see? What are you afraid to not fulfill? The Fool reversed also came out. Some of you are afraid, like I just want to start this new beginning. I just want to move forward. I just want to, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to, I just want to go. I just want to move forward. And that's what Mercury and Sagittarius is going to trick you into trying to do, is trick you into just like, no, but we have all this new potential. I have all this new access. I have all this new, Take the blindfold off. Be willing to see. Are you entering something foolishly? Are you not calculating the risks? Are you doing something just to do it? Trying to keep something just to have something? You know, especially if this is about a relationship. And especially if it involves somebody with Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius or Aries placements. Do not be out here being foolish. The Fool reversed is foolhardy. The Fool reversed, you know, can dive deeper and deeper into folly. The Fool reversed is just about like, yo, what's going on with your faith? What's going on with your belief? What's going on with like your, is there cognitive dissonance getting in the way? Because it's like there's this new beginning, there's this new thing you want to start, there's all this new potential, there's this new life, this new lease on life, and you can't go into that new chapter blind, baby. You will make shitty decisions if you keep yourself blind, if you don't look at all the facts, if you don't evaluate your surroundings, if you don't check the Carfax on that man, if you don't check the Carfax on that person, on that potential partner, on that new job, on that, you know, thing that you're thinking about collaborating on. You have to be willing to see. And I know that Mercury and Scorpio may have brought, I know Mercury and Scorpio brought up some shit that you wish you hadn't seen. And you're going to have to look at it. It may have brought it up in yourself. It may have brought it up in another person. You may have seen this in a company, or you may have seen this in a new boss, or not even a new boss, in an authority figure in some sort of way. You may have done something that makes you feel foolish, or someone made a fool of themselves and you're trying to like, no, we didn't see that. We didn't talk about it. We're just going to ignore that. Yeah, let's just rush to the altar, or let's rush to move in, or let's rush to do that. Child. Please don't ignore what's coming up to the surface. Please don't ignore these things that you're seeing and just rush into something because you said you would, or because it felt good in that moment. Because this looks like a mistake that is avoidable. This looks like a decision that in hindsight you may regret some shit that you ignore this season. So no more willful blindness. But also, on the flip side of that, some of you have your guard up so fucking high that you're keeping yourself from taking advantage of all the new potential that is right in front of you. Some of you are choosing to be scared, choosing to be closed off, choosing to be inaccessible in some sort of way. And it's just not the vibe anymore. It's 2020 fucking 4, bro. It's about to be 2025. You know, and you still gonna stay clammed up. You still gonna stay defensive. You're still gonna put yourself in this position of, come on. It's just like, go get the therapy already. Go read the book. I'm sorry to be dismissive about it, but it's just like, you already know the work that you need to do to put in yourself. Don't fucking ignore doing the work, because then you out here making decisions from this place looking dumb. I don't know why I got to be aggressive. Maybe this is Mercury and Scorpio, and I'm sorry that it's coming out like this. You know, it's giving like, I only call you bitches because I don't know your names individually. Like that's how this feels. It's just like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't play yourself and keep yourself closed off. And then next thing you know, you're fucking around and you're 45 and alone and talking shit on the on whatever sex you're attracted to, or sex is you're attracted to. Or fuck around and you end up in a relationship or a marriage or a situationship and you saw some clear signs that you chose to fucking ignore. Don't play yourself. All right, please continue for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. King of Swords. Some of y'all saw somebody's asshole side. Some of you have seen that somebody can be cold or withholding or fucking savage with their words or mean or sharp. Some on the other side, some of you may have shown that aspect of yourself to someone else. There's just something there around withholding. Be careful about withholding information, especially if this has to do with somebody with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. But I just feel like there's something there around you. I say a lot of you, but flip it. It may be this another person, but there's something here about you saw a coldness, you saw a sharpness, you saw an aggression, or you saw an anger, or you saw something that is concerning. And I also feel like on an other end, some of you have met somebody who is your fucking match, who matches your wit, who can like check the shit out of you, someone who's extremely intelligent, someone that's a well-spoken, articulate, someone who is masterful in their craft, masterful in their business. And it may be putting you in this position where you feel inadequate, or you feel like, damn, I need to step my shit up, or damn, like maybe I need to go back to school, maybe I need to learn something, or I need to do something. Don't ignore these emotions, don't ignore these feelings. Okay, just whatever comes up, don't ignore it. But let's say this isn't anybody else. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, for the center of your reading to be the King of Swords, you are being called to be way more masterful with your mind. And when you're masterful with your mind, you'll be more masterful with your thoughts. And when you're more masterful with your thoughts, you will be more masterful with your words. And because life and death are in the power of the tongue, and because words are spells, there's something about being way more cognizant about the words that you're saying, how you say them, who you're saying them to, and what you're speaking about yourself, what you're speaking over your life, what you're speaking over your existence, over your experience, ultimately. I just feel like a lot of you are being called to just start to be way more masterful with your cerebral faculties. And to learn how to articulate pain, to learn how to articulate disappointment. You know, there could just be something about, okay, I don't have the tools to articulate this. So maybe it's time to go to therapy, or maybe it's time to read some more books around these things. Maybe it's time to give myself more information, more knowledge, so that I feel better equipped to express myself. I feel better equipped in my field. I feel better equipped in my industry, whatever this is. Because I feel like the external rejection that you're experiencing is based off an internal rejection. Some of you are dealing with rejection, or feeling rejected, or feeling like aspects of yourself aren't good enough in some sort of way. And I just feel like that's where that getting more masterful thing comes in. Confidence comes from competence. When you get competent in something, naturally, you will be more confident. And so this could be starting a new relationship with passion, new hobbies. This could be about a new relationship that's coming in. It may have to do with somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, maybe Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But I feel like a lot of you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, may be just really caught up in the past. In the position where you're ignoring what the divine is trying to bring you in the present, because you are so fixated on the past. And it's just not working anymore. It's just giving a defensiveness. It's giving a closed offness. Both of these cards are defensive in some sort of way. And like the ways that you're closing yourself off from receiving is low-key annoying at this point. And that's how I feel like the divine feels. It's just like, can we work on our worthiness? Can we work on our self-love? Can we do the things? Because the divine is trying to give you the goods. It's trying to help you establish a new foundation in the realm of your feelings, a new foundation in the realm of your emotionality, in regards to your, a new foundation in the realm of your intuition, a new foundation in the realm of your relationship to spirit and to source and to love. It's like, I want to give you these new things, but you're like, no, last time I tried, it went like this. And the time before that, it went like this. And that's how it's going to keep on being if you stay in that mindset. Even if this is professionally, it's time to really solidify, like cement in your mind. We have the experience we expect. If you expect the other shoe to drop, it most certainly will, and it'll happen at the worst time possible. You know? And so there's something about letting yourself expect fucking miracles, expect grace, expect prosperity. And that starts with your self-worth. Like, that's why I feel like Jupiter and Gemini is really trying to force you to redefine, like, how lucky do you think you are? How lucky do you feel? Don't you understand that the divine is like conspiring in your favor all the time? But how can they, if you swing at every opportunity, you try to slice at every opportunity that they bring your way, you say no or don't even pay attention to the things that come your way or that are you're trying to receive. You just keep yourself in this place of self-protection or self-preservation. That's going to keep you alone, boo-boo. And if you think alone is safe, you're lying to yourself. We are biologically a social species. We fucking need each other. For real. And so all this armor, for what? And for some of you, the lack of armor. What the fuck is up with that? We not out here about to be nobody's fool. Don't play yourself and set yourself up to look like Boo Boo the Fool or to attract in Boo Boo the Fool. Final card, final message, please, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. The 5 of Wands reverse and then the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the fucking deck. Okay. Only one major arcana, and that's the Fool reverse. So I feel like in the beginning of Scorpio season, that's when it's like the beginning is when the road signs really start to come in. The divine signs and symbolism, the divine like nudges and guidance comes in ultimately in the beginning of Scorpio season. The center of the reading, I feel like, has a lot to do with who you are and the company that you're keeping, who you are and who you're pairing with or coupling with or throupling with, whatever you be out here doing. 10 of Cups is like at the bottom of the deck. Ultimately, it's time to figure out what you want. Be sure to go watch that Scorpio season astrology video so you can see all of the important astrological transits and aspects that you need to know about for Scorpio season. I'm gonna show you a little bit what's under the bottom of the deck because I love you. But normally I just do this with Patreon, and I hope to see you over there because we're gonna clarify all these cards. There's all kinds of astrological content. There's a tier for daily readings as well. So come join my fucking ethical cult already. It's not that expensive. You're going to stay in that scarcity and lack mindset? Please spare yourself. Expand yourself, darling. So patreon.com/JustJEverything. For free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything, TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. All the links are in the description box below. Okay, so okay. I should not be showing y'all all this, but I love you. And I hope to see you over on Patreon where we can dive a little bit deeper. But bruh, Scorpio season is bringing out the dark so you can prepare for the light. There is some sort of need for you to figure out what is your particular brand of the 10 of cups. What do you want the next year to look like? What do you want the next 5 years, 10 years to look like? What kind of relationship do you want to be in? How much drinking or substances or numbing is going on? You know, and numbing doesn't just have to be substances. Numbing can be the music you listen to. Numbing can be the amount of times you go to the gym. Numbing can be, you know, what you use to dissociate with. Because I feel like there's a lot that wants to come to the light, the sun, but there's something there around like your relationship to your inner child, your relationship to your father, your relationship to your mother, and how that is profoundly influencing the connections that you're in and that you're attracting towards you. But the lover's coming out, that's you, baby. And I just feel like in order for you to become that ultimate lover, you gotta address the dark. You gotta address what's going on and let what's, you know, beneath the surface. In that it's time to go to that emotional basement. Because with the Five of Wands as the final card, the Five of Wands reversed as the final card, I just feel like there's so much you want to do and you don't know what to do. You don't know where to start. There's so much that you're good at. You don't know where to start. There's so much combative energy inside of you. There could be conflicts coming up with people with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, or you finally being done with the conflicts with them. But there's just this internal conflict or combativeness that I feel like is going to come up in Scorpio season, especially when Mercury goes into Sagittarius. But it started with Mercury and Scorpio. And so there's something around conflict resolution and internal conflict resolution and how that translates to relationship conflict resolution. Let me zoom out for a little bit. I definitely think there's like something that you're needing to look at when it comes to your connection to your mind and your decision making process and the way that you communicate. There's definitely some disappointment or some heartbreak or something that is involved with your relationship to somebody with Aquarius placements, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, but it's giving heavy Aquarius. I don't want you closing yourself off from all the senses that you have, like all of your, like you have sight, you have sound, you have smell, you have taste, you have touch, you have like this sentience that you need to be leaning into. You have sensations that you need to be unpacking and spending time with. There's just something about getting more masterful in how you connect with people and the concept of what you're supposed to be receiving in your life and what you should be tolerating. Okay? I'm ready to clarify all these cards. I hope to see you over on Patreon where we're going to look at them and clarify them. So holler. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. Links in the description box below. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.